Good morning, May 20 here. Happy Saturday to everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's the Horse Whispering Gambler again, back again to give you a few tips and a few couple of winners. Looking forward for today. In New York right now, it's raining outside. I just checked Pimlico's first race. Looks like it's good weather down there, so hope everybody that goes there has a great day down there. I have a few tips today. It's Preakness day. I'm looking forward to a couple of races. Couple of nice horses running today too. So we'll move on with the races today, and then we'll recap what happened yesterday. So race 6 in Pimlico. Have a nice colt here for Louis Saez and Bob Baffert. It's a horse called Having a Meltdown. So this horse ran second in Saudi Arabia in a Group 3. He's a top class colt, this horse. This is head and shoulders above the rest of the field, and I believe he does the business today. He's got a great future ahead of him, and Bob Baffert's been very quiet lately. So I believe he'll run a good race today. That's race 6 Pimlico, Having a Meltdown. That's the one today. Then moving on to race 7, staying at Pimlico, we have White Beam. This horse was trained in England, made a US debut last time, was beat ahead by Evie's Jet, his Cyrus Cavaggio. If anyone knows about Coolmore, they know about a horse called Cavaggio. What a sprinter that horse was, a beautiful horse that was. Red Ortiz takes over in the saddle today for Chad Brown, so I'm looking like a good run for White Beam today. Moving on to race 8, we have a horse here, Emmanuel. He's going to find it very hard to beat the favourite, Atone. Atone is a previous Grade 1 winner. So it's going to be very hard to beat that horse. So Emmanuel at the value bet here, good chance in the outside post. I believe Red Ortiz will sort out his trip beautiful for Chad Brown, and I believe if he doesn't come first, he'll be second or third. So if you don't want to go with the favourite at home, stick with Emmanuel. That's race 8. Then race 10, we have a horse called Copella. Johnny Velasquez here for Dale Romans. He won last time out by 4.5 lengths. It looks a very open race. There's a lot of scratches in this race actually. So bear in mind a couple of scratches. Keep a look on the race card in race 10. He's upgrading and he's improving all the time, this horse, Copella. If you watch his last race, he looks like there's plenty more left in the tank. So that's for Johnny Velasquez and Dale Romans in race 10. At race 11, we have a horse here called Straight No Chaser, also for Johnny V. I believe Johnny V is going to have a good day today. This is for Dan Blacker. So this is a horse arriving top of his game. He won last time out by 7 lengths. This horse won by 7 lengths. He's an improving, lightly raced 4-year-old. Hasn't had a lot of races, so anything is in the lockup for this horse. Johnny V stays in the saddle here for this one, and looks like he's going to be a good price today. So watch him. Straight No Chaser. Moving on to the Preakness. Now I've been up and on. My first selection was always First Mission. He pulled out with an injury. So now we're in the territory of I can't have Maj. I know Maj won the Kentucky Derby. Fair play to him, well done. But the pace of that race that day was so hot that anything that was at the front end was coming backwards. And he was in the right place at the right time and caught it late. So for me, there's a bit of a bounce factor. It's very hard to back up a performance like that compared to the next race. So for me, it has to be National Treasure for Johnny V, number 1. The reason I'm picking this is for tactics alone. I believe they will not go the same pace as they did in Kentucky Derby. I believe Johnny V will sit in behind and stalk and then come late with 1 run. I'd be surprised if Madge backs up. If he does, he proved me wrong, and he's a top class player, top class horse. So bear in mind, I think that National Treasure will do the business today. That's for the Preakness. And I have one more selection at Gulfstream. This horse I've been waiting for a little while for. This is Starship Renegade in race 10. Miguel Vasquez takes the ride here today. There's 2 horses in the race in this race that Miguel Vasquez rode last time and won on last time. This is my angle into this race. So he's picked this one over the last one. So they're both vying for favourites. So I always choose this angle sometimes. I always check for jockeys, because jockeys, they know the game inside out. They know which one gave them a better feel. They know what more is left in the tank on a horse. So Miguel Vasquez, by moving to this horse that he won last time and deserting the other horse, which is the other leading favourite in the race, gives me my little pro to go forward with this one. So hopefully that's the angle into the race for me. So that's Starship Renegade in Gulfstream, race 10. So we'll recap yesterday for a short minute. I know time is precious these days. So let me say, Rock and Roll, great race. I'll tell you one thing. Speed Bias went down without a fight. What a fight that was there, all the way to the end. If you want to advertise horse racing, just show the last 2 furlongs of that race, and you will show everything good about horse racing. You see what horses are bred to do. You see jockeys with two never die attitudes all the way to the line, and you've got to give credit to Speed Bias. I won money in the race, but I felt sorry for Speed Bias for some reason because he was up at the front end all the way and stayed there and just got pipped on the line. The wrong place to get pipped, and he got done. So mark up Speed Bias for that moment. Next time Speed Bias comes out after a break, because I can tell you one thing, that race took a lot out of that horse. He was up at the pace and just got beaten the line. And you know, it's a dreadful place to be sometimes, but somebody's got to be there. So Rock and Roll did the business for us yesterday. I got a nice bet in him on the European markets very early on. As for the other two horses, Fiazza, I was very disappointed with, but he was beating Santanita form. Looking back on it now, he was beating not great horses down there. He was making it look very impressive all the time. Fabian Platt was not coming off the bridle, never asked him. So sometimes you never know what's inside a horse, you know. So that proved today that it was a very weird race because it went slow, sped up, and then kind of the pace totally collapsed near the end. And Taxed, fair play to that horse, came through and won it very well. Compliments to that horse. The second ran a very good race too, so bear that in mind. So Fiazza came third. Next time out, let's go with a bit of we have to worry about the next race and see, is it going to be the right race for him, because Fiazza, that took a lot of him yesterday. Flavian Pratt said he was dumbfounded how he ran so bad. So Key Life as well, I was dumbfounded how that ran so bad yesterday too. They were both big favourites. Everything was in their favourite way to go, but they just didn't produce too good. Sometimes horses are not machines, and the last race always takes a lot out of them. You can do as much gallops as you want in the morning. The work rider can tell you, oh, the horse feels good. But until they get into the competitive edge, you never know. So we had one winner from 3 yesterday. You can mark up 2 horses for me. Speed Bias ran a great race and unlucky not to win. And Maple Leaf Mel, the New York bred, what a race that horse put in yesterday. So mark my words, he's one for the future, this one. Maple Leaf Mel. It's great to see him win. So guys, have a great Saturday. Enjoy your day and enjoy Preakness. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have some winners to talk about and not so many losers. God bless. Be happy and stay true to yourself.